if you're wanting to start, if you're good at playing an instrument, you're good at singing or whatever you're trying to do, you should just start with what you have and grow.
Hi, I'm Jamie Hernandez, and this is The Ins and Outs with Mackie, a show about awesome gear and awesome people. We'll be bringing you musicians, engineers, podcasters, streamers, and sometimes the occasional Mackoid. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite platform to get all the latest Mackie videos as soon as they are up. Our guest today is a full-time music streamer whose Twitch channel is quickly gaining popularity. This talented violinist specializes in improv across all genres to viewers' requests. People know her for her singing and for her prolific live looping on guitar and piano. Welcome to the show, Justine Violin.
Hello, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
So good having you here. Well, could you start by telling us a little bit about how you got started, a little bit about yourself?
So I'm a classically trained violinist. I started when I was about 10 in the 4th grade. And it just kind of stuck with me, and I just loved it. Like, I just knew immediately, like, violin is my jam. I love it, you know? And so I did classical music all throughout school, took private lessons, and then I actually kind of got a little bit burnt out on playing classical violin and just violin in general, because I wasn't really into the music, and just... Yeah, it you know, with classical, it's you just have to practice so much. I was practicing an hour a day, and I was just kind of getting burnt out on it. So I actually, in high school, kind of stopped playing violin for a little bit, took a few years off, and then moved out of my parents' house and didn't feel comfortable practicing, you know, in an apartment kind of setting. So
I feel you.
Yeah. So I stopped playing for quite a while, actually, a couple years, and then I got back into it just kind of as a hobby, and I was like... I saw someone playing improv on violin, and I was like, that's cool. That is the coolest thing. Like, how do they do that? You know, and as a classically trained violinist, it's just like, how? I don't understand, you know? And
this was there all the time?
Yeah, you just, where's the music? What do you do? And that's another thing is, like, I hated when people would say, play something for me, and I'm like, I don't have any music. Like, what do you want me to play? You know? Yeah. And so I just started teaching myself how to improv just with music, just whatever I liked. And I would just try to, like, you know, figure out what the notes were and just kind of jam along with it. And then did that for probably 2 years. And then some people were like, have you ever heard of Twitch? You should check out Twitch, and you should do that on Twitch. And I was like, Twitch? What is Twitch? Isn't that for gaming, you know?
Yeah.
And so I started on Twitch in April of 2019, just kind of not having any clue of what to do, you know, and like what was going to happen with it. And it just kind of like blew up. It was awesome. Like I found out that a lot of people actually were into it, and I just did the same thing. I was just like, you know, give me a song and I'll try to just play along with it and, you know, and see if we can make it sound cool. And then, you know, so just kind of stuck with it, and it's grown a ton in so many ways ever since.
Did you go in with a plan, or did you just start going for it? You know, what were some of the challenges at the beginning?
I didn't really have a plan, honestly. I was like, I've been doing this thing with improv. I'll try that out and just, you know, see what happens. And then if people want to request a song, I'll just try it out and see if I can play it. And then from doing it, I think I started like 3 days a week, 2 or 3 days a week, because I was still working full time at that time at an advertising agency. And so okay. I was like, you know, just kind of in my spare time, I would do it. And it just turned out that a lot of people were interested in that, and here I am.
That's awesome. Congratulations. How about gear-wise? I mean, what were the challenges there for you? Were you ready to go, or, you know, did it slowly build up over time?
I was not ready. Like when actually, so it's so funny to think back on it, actually, because I've come so far with this just over the past year. It's just kind of mind-blowing to even, you know, think about it. I'm always thinking ahead, and every once in a while I think back like this, and I'm like, oh. But I first started with just this little tiny Focusrite Scarlett Solo interface, you know, those little teeny tiny ones. And I didn't even know what it was. My fiance got it, and he's like, this is an interface. You can use it to play violin in the computer. And I was like, how? And I'm not like technically... I'm not good with technology at all. So I was like, I hate this, And then I started out with Reaper at the DAW Reaper, and because it was free to try it out for, so long. And so
it's a good start.
Oh, yeah, it was a great one to start with, but I was so confused. Like, you first open it, it's kind of like opening Photoshop for the first time, and you're like, whoa, this is a lot.
Oh, no.
And so I just started going through the tutorials, and I started learning how to use Reaper about maybe about a year or so before I started streaming, so I had a little bit of an idea. Like, I knew how to record, but I knew a little bit about, like, adding reverb and different effects and stuff like that, to make my violin actually sound nice. That's where it started. It was so basic at first. Like, I had a crappy little Amazon microphone that was like $30 that I used at first, and just that Scarlett Solo, and just kind of started accumulating things as I went, so.
And that's the whole point, though, is that you just went for it and you didn't let not having the best gear in the world hold you back. And, it's cool to hear someone who has a channel that's grown as big as yours starting off just that way. It really, really inspires people to get out there and do it,
Yeah, and that's what I think, too, is like if you're wanting to start, don't even worry about like the audio gear. Just start with what you have, If you're good at playing an instrument, you're good at singing or whatever you're trying to do, you should just start with what you have and grow, as you go.
So improvisation seems to be one of the big focuses of your music. Why is that?
I think maybe it's just partly how I got so turned off from classical music and how strict it was all the time. I hated that, like in practice and stuff, it was like you mess up one time, you make one wrong note, and it's just like, I gotta start over. This is horrible. This sucks, Yeah. And so I got so tired of that mentality when I was playing that it took all the fun out of it. And then I found that I actually just really, really enjoy just playing by ear and just like playing whatever comes out, and just kind of actually getting into I actually found out one time I was recording it, because I do some like session work and stuff too, where I record for people.
Okay.
And I was in the room recording, and I was so nervous because it was like the first time, and I was like, God, I'm gonna mess up. That feeling, you're like so tense. And I had the big headphones on, and like I realized if I just close my eyes and just listen to the music, I can block out everything else. And then I can just kind of jam, and just stuff just comes out. You know what I mean? So that's where I kind of got super into improv, is that I found if I just close my eyes, just listen to the music, and just play, and just see what happens. I just love the like spontaneousness of it. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Do you think it allows you to more freely connect with music in the moment?
Yes, 100%. And another cool thing about doing improv on stream is that I'm exposed to all these different genres and all this different music, like stuff that I wouldn't think that I would like. It turns out, actually, I really like it. I actually found I really enjoy jazz.
Oh, wow.
I didn't think I would like jazz, but now I'm kind of like lo-fi, kind of jazzy stuff like that. I'm actually really into that. And I didn't even know, beforehand. So it's really cool.
Do you think it's made you a better violinist, trying out all these different genres?
Kind of, yeah. When I first started doing it, that's what I did. I would stop playing, I'd turn off the stream and go practice whatever that was. But it was almost more of like really suck at this genre, so I should practice it. Like I should really work on, like upbeat, fast tempo, stuff like that. And so when I first started streaming, that's what I would do. I would stream for hours, and then I would get off and just practice for hours. But honestly, I do feel that it has made me a better musician, and just that I feel more connected with the instrument, if that makes sense too. Because when you're playing by ear, it's like it's a totally different thing than playing sheet music. You have to really listen and think about the dynamics and the tone and everything like that in such a different way. So in some ways, I feel like I'm a better musician because of that. But also in other ways, I've found when I actually try to practice something and really get it down exactly how it's supposed to be, I struggle with that now, because I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just want to play whatever, So that's been kind of weird.
Definitely. So you also perform utilizing looping, which is one of my favorite things.
Yes.
This is definitely a skill you have to work on to perfect. How did you get into that, and what is your process?
So with looping, I got into it originally because I wanted something to accompany myself, because I've always just kind of enjoyed playing. I love to play with other people, but I also don't really want to have to rely on someone else, or, I can only play if this person is there with me, that kind of thing. So
Good point.
I started learning guitar I played it as a kid, but I didn't get super into it. I learned basic open chords, and then I got back into it in December, and I was like, I'm going to learn this. And so I really just started focusing on it, an hour a day or so, and just practice that a ton, and so that I could use that as my basis for looping, just loop a couple chords and I can play whatever on top of it. And then, and I use Ableton Live for looping. I first started with one of those little Boss RC, I think it was an RC1. It was like a single channel looper. And then I was like, this isn't enough, because I have this awesome piano, which you can't see right now, but I have this awesome piano right here, and a guitar and violin and vocals. Like, I need more, I need more channels. So that's how I ended up switching from Reaper to Ableton and just started learning that, which, like you said, is a lot. It takes a lot to get into it, a lot of practice for sure.
Definitely. What do you think makes it so fun and appealing? And I mean, what happens, if you don't get that right timing?
Oh man.
Nightmare.
It is a nightmare, especially when you're performing and you mess up and you're just like, wow, this is really embarrassing. I got to start over. I just got to delete this whole loop and just start over. So that's the part that I hate about it, because it is kind of like, you really have to be on top of it. And with Ableton, you actually have like a click track that's going, so a metronome that's playing in your headphones that no one else can hear. And so you have that to kind of go off of while you're looping. It's like recording the loop. But the problem with that is that if it's not exactly in time, it's going to be messed up. You know what I'm saying? Which with a normal looper, you have to be really good. Your timing has to be really good too. But at least you can kind of make your own time, I guess, with a looper, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain.
Your first stream was in March of last year, and in 1 year, you gained 5,000 followers. In May, you became a Twitch partner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now you have over 10,000 followers. What do you think was the biggest factor to doubling your following in such short months? Persistence? Was it partnership?
I think persistence for sure, because I'm not exactly sure about the algorithms when it comes to the partnership, if I get more exposure or not. And also Twitch does like front page days, which since I'm such a new partner, I haven't had any of those days yet. I'm not actually sure how that works, like how often you get it. But I think that the biggest thing that I can contribute the growth to is just the persistence of having a schedule and sticking to that schedule. Because I started 3 days a week, and I would always have, set times, just like a work schedule, set times, and I would communicate with my community and say, I'm gonna be on today, or I'll be late this day, or whatever, or this day's canceled, something like that. But communicating with them. And also, just like I said, sticking to a really strict schedule. And now I stream 4 days a week, and it's always the same time every week. And so it's something that people can count on,
Yeah, definitely. So Twitch has really expanded beyond the realm of video games, like you mentioned in the beginning. What opportunities do you think Twitch has provided creators that they may not have had available to them without this platform?
I think... Man, Twitch is so cool. I love Twitch. I think it's really awesome because, like you said, there's not only is it video gaming, it's music, creative, art, stuff like that. There's even body painting, which I love body painting, and just digital art, cooking, fitness. Like there's all these things, and I think the coolest part about it is just that you can get out there to the entire world. It's not just, playing a local gig in town and only maybe getting, 20, 30 people at the restaurant or the bar or something. It's the entire world. And another thing I was going to say about the schedule is that I always try to balance. I have 2 streams in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, in my time. And so that way I can stream to people in Europe and the other side of the world that, for them, it's like evening time. And for me, it's morning, like 9 a.m., which is so hard sometimes to get up
That's
that early and
awesome.
perform. But I think that's another thing that contributes to the success on the internet too, is like being out there and available to everyone based on their time zone.
So you have a song list of requests that you take. It's steadily growing to add more artists and styles. Would you say the routine and the demands for being a musician on Twitch are basically the same as being a gigging musician who plays several gigs a week?
I would say so. I would say the only difference really is that I have a song list that people can actually pull up and they can choose what they want to listen to. Or like in my case with improv, they can tell me any song that they want to hear, So it's a little different in that way. It's not like I have this set song list that I just do the same songs in every single show. I know exactly what I'm doing every show, It's different all the time, different music all the time, and they can request any song from my song list. So it can be really good and really bad at the same time because I'm like, I'm not ready for that song yet. I'm not warmed up enough for that
definitely
song.
Challenges.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Are there any other challenges that you faced, being a Twitcher?
Versus like a live setting.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I mean, there's pros and cons. I love that I can just set up, I have my whole setup here in this room and I'm just ready to go. That's one of the best things to me. I don't have to carry around all this gear and stuff like that. As far as challenges, I don't really, nothing really comes to mind of, like, I actually really prefer, me personally, for my personality type, I guess, I don't know, but I prefer performing online because of, I don't have to carry out all my stuff and, I'm in the privacy of my own house, which is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But then again, I know a lot of people struggle with not having that actual,
the crowd.
The crowd there, yeah, to kind of feed off. You can't really feed off their energy. And also, after you perform a song, the weirdest part for me was like, you finish a song and you're like, that was it. And then, people can clap and chat, but, there's not like cheering and clapping after a song, so it can be a little awkward sometimes. But for me, like, that's kind of how I got started with performing because before I started on Twitch, I had literally zero audience, no following anywhere, and all I did, I just did violin as a hobby. So I've kind of conditioned. I've started with Twitch, so I'm already used to that. Whereas other people that start with live gigs and try to do Twitch like during COVID, they had a lot of problems with that.
Do you have any advice? Do you have any advice you can offer people who are just getting started and who are maybe camera shy and don't know how to do it?
Oh, that was
afraid
me.
to do it?
That was me at first. Like, I guess my advice is just like keep going, even if you are scared. Just, what's funny? I was watching a video once. This lady said, talk to the camera like it's someone that you love or like, your boyfriend or your girlfriend or something. And like, look at it right in the eye and just try to think of it as a person and not a camera, I guess.
I'm doing that right now.
Me too. Me too. And so like that totally helps like take off some of the pressure and just know that it does, like I'm sure you've experienced this, it gets better like the more you do it. It's always hard at first. And then you just do it more and then you get more comfortable. So
that's right. And you stop caring about the little things,
Totally.
So a lot of people know you for your prolific violin playing, but you seem to master a lot of other instruments really, really well. Is this something that comes naturally to you, or do you practice all the time off camera? I mean, if there's even time.
Kind of both. I mean, I work really hard at it, so I mean, I don't know. I always felt like as a kid that violin was easier for me than it was for other people, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. Like if it was because I practiced so much as a kid or if it's just that, I just kind of have an ear for it. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, instruments kind of just come a little bit easier, I guess, to me. Like I can learn them pretty quick, but I also do spend a lot of time practicing, like, cause I do my Twitch streaming 4 days a week. And then I actually don't really practice violin anymore. Right now I just practice guitar and looping and piano and just really focus on it and try to just really work on things that are hard, because I feel like that's how you get better is just working on the really hard stuff.
Definitely. Well, Justine, thank you so much. We've learned so many cool things about you.
Thank you.
I'd love to get into our fun question segment if you're ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Fire away.
Kind of changed them to fit you, so I'm excited to see what we come up with.
Okay.
All right.
Me too.
So, Justine, what is the strangest song request that you've ever gotten?
The strangest song request? Oh God. I can't.
There's so many.
I know. I'm definitely not going to remember any names of songs, but I get a lot of like metal requests where I'm just like, this is intense. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. And because I'm not like a metal person. I don't listen to, I like rock, but I don't get into like metal, like screamo metal. And sometimes I get requests for that. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do at all. I have no idea. Or like I'll get like troll requests sometimes, just like the flute song. Have you heard the flute song?
just to see what you can do. Do you have those online? I'm sure that'd be funny to pull up.
Probably somewhere. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I've saved those. I probably was just like permanent delete forever. Goodbye.
So on that same question, what was your favorite? Well, what has been your favorite song request?
Oh, my favorite song request? Oh gosh, I have so many. It's funny you asked that because I have a list. I use OneNote on my computer, and that's another thing. That's another thing I love about live streaming is it's like my computer's all right here, so I can access everything and I can save everything that I like, super easily. Yeah. And so I actually have a whole list of songs that were my favorite requests that people have done, like stuff that just works really well with violin, or just a new song that I was just like, I love that. And so I would say maybe like my favorite song request that I've gotten is probably the song by Hidden Citizens. I'm blanking on the name right now. I can't think of it. It's
I have to look that up.
Heroes Fall, I think it's called. But it's like this genre called epic pop that I'm just like, whoa, yeah, so cool.
Sounds epic.
Yeah, like think
fun.
Like League of Legends. You know that
there you go.
The game thing, and like they have they came out with like some really cool songs a while ago. That's what I would call like epic pop, like orchestral pop. It's cool. It's so cool. Yeah.
How fun. So you're also a pretty awesome makeup artist, as people will see on your channel. Where did you get the idea to do body paint?
Oh God. So I'm a huge fan of Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and my whole life I've always just gone super hard on Halloween, but I love scary stuff, and I love paint and makeup and stuff like that. So I actually got started just from Halloween, just doing like these really elaborate costumes, and just try to make them as scary as possible. I would go to like thrift stores and buy, old clothes and like rip them up with knives and scissors, and I would like rub them in the dirt and I'd put like fake blood on them, and then I would do my makeup to match, and I was like, oh, I could do this on stream. Like that would be so cool. Yeah. I could play music
and it's picking up.
Yeah, I could like dress up and everything. And so it started at Halloween time last year, like for the whole month of October. I just did like a lot of face paints, which I have them on my Instagram and stuff too, so you can see them. But I did a lot of face paints, and then I was
like, an artist?
Yeah, I mean, I've always like a lot of my family members are artists and stuff. You can see this painting right here. My mom actually made that. It's a watercolor. She's like amazing.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and so I've kind of grown up around art, and so that's kind of my favorite art is body painting and makeup. So it kind of just stuck. When I did the Halloween month, I was like, I'm going to do this like once a week on my stream just because it's fun and it's a good challenge too,
They're like, it's February, Justine.
Yeah, I'm like, Valentine's makeup, like I'm just always trying to find like something. Yeah,
it's Friday makeup, right? It's hump day makeup.
Yes,
anywhere.
exactly.
We can do it whenever.
And I always thought too, it's another fun thing just for people to see on my stream too. They can see the makeup and the music too. So.
Bring some other viewers to your channel that maybe wouldn't have known to go check it out for makeup too. And they see an awesome improvising violinist. So it's a gain on either end. So
yeah, and it's like all a part of performing too. Like think of Kiss. You know,
There
they
you go.
that's their whole thing is they do like all this cool makeup and then also perform too. So
I think we're going to have to
Goes
see
hand in hand.
Justine doing a Kiss performance with a Kiss makeup.
I
don't know about you
did. I
guys.
did
You did?
once actually. Yeah, I did Gene Simmons, and we were like, "I'm Gina Simmons."
Gina Simmons. Well,
It
you have
was
to
so
send us
funny.
a picture.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's on my Instagram. I actually do have it. I got like a wig and everything. Did the full face, like with the black, you know.
I love that. All right, Justine. So if there was one mythical creature that could be real, which one would you pick?
Definitely a griffin, 100%. Because one, it's my last name, and so
Nice. That is an interesting one.
yeah, I've always loved griffins, just because I was like, oh, it's my last name, and so. Yeah, I've just always
right.
thought they're super cool. My dad has like a griffin tattoo on his arm.
So it's like a whole family thing.
Yeah, I've just always kind of loved them.
That's cool. So if you could accompany one musician or band live on stage, who would it be?
I'm not sure who I would pick for that. I mean, probably the obvious answer of Lindsey Sterling. Because that would be cool. Like double violins, like it would be so cool.
I would love to see that. Lindsay,
I
if you're
love her.
listening.
I know, if you're out there listening to this right now, let's play. Because, her music is so cool. She's been a huge inspiration for me, too, with kind of breaking out of the classical world and into more of, like, the pop style. Because I first heard her, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, she's making violin cool, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was kind of inspiring to me. I was like, man, I mean, I can play pretty well. I could do that kind of stuff. So... yeah, probably her.
You cover a lot of music. Which song would be on the soundtrack of your life?
Soundtrack of my life. I feel like there would have to be a lot of different songs, you know, for every mood. But, you know, this one song I've been and I know it sounds kind of contradicting because I've been kind of bashing on classical for like this whole interview, which don't get me wrong, it's good. It's just not, you know, not what I like to play. But Ludovico Einaudi, do you know who he is? I think is how you say his name. I'm not actually sure. Probably butchering it. But he has this song. He has this song called Divineer, and it's I would consider it like like neoclassical piano, and it's just like the coolest. It's like really like inspiring sounding, and it like builds up to be the super like epic awesome. You know,
I could see that.
Yeah. Have you heard his music?
Powerful and moving.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
is.
so. I'll have to look that up.
Oh God, you should listen. It's so good, and
You're really building it up.
I know. Oh yeah, trust me, he's so good, and it is kind of like classical. But I was just like, man, it's classical with like a really awesome melody, and just really like there's a lot of like ambient kind of sounds, and it's just really big and awesome. And I love to play with it too. That's like one of my favorites to play because I'm like the song needs violin. So Ludovico Einaudi, if you're out there.
There you go. There's another one. Adding to that, who would play you in the movie of your life?
Oh, I've never thought about this. It's a big question. Honestly,
We've had some interesting answers. I don't know.
I think I would probably pick what's her name? Something Woodley. Shailene Woodley, I think is her name. Because people say that she looks like me.
We'll check it out. Maybe slap a picture of her next to you.
Yeah.
All right,
I've actually had multiple people tell me that we look similar. So I guess I'd pick her. I don't know.
So if you could wake up and have 15 years of experience on another instrument, which one would it be?
Piano. Definitely 100% piano.
You're so good, though. I wouldn't think that I would think you've been playing for quite a bit.
Oh, I'm not that good at piano, actually. I can do basic stuff on piano, but I feel like piano, I think about that a lot. You know, I don't want to have regrets in life at all, but if I could go back in time, I feel like maybe piano would be a great one to put all of my time. I don't know. I just love violin too, though, so it's hard to say that. But piano is so versatile, and it teaches you so much about music theory that I feel like, you know, about chords and just song structure, everything that I didn't really learn too much about with violin, I guess.
What's the next milestone that you're aiming to reach?
Next milestone, honestly, so I'm kind of a spontaneous person. I don't do a whole lot of planning, but so I'm not really even sure where any of this is gonna go. Luckily, it's really crazy because I've been able to do this full time. I worked full time and then did music just on the side, and now I've been able to do it full time. And I'm just kind of like hanging out, streaming on Twitch regularly. You never know where that's gonna go, and so I'm kind of just taking it day by day and just taking every opportunity that I can to get out there too. So.
Congratulations on everything so far. Do you have
Thank you
anything
so
to
much.
share with our listeners and viewers, that they can expect when going to your Twitch channel?
My channel's free to watch, just like all of Twitch, which is one of the coolest things about Twitch, in my opinion. You can just join any stream, which is so cool. So it's free to watch, but then if you subscribe to my channel, which is $5 to do that, you get exclusive emotes, and you don't have to watch ads. And then I do free song requests for subs now. When I first started, I just did free requests from anyone that joined my stream. But now that I've been able to build up an audience, I only do it. I only do it for subs now. So you get free song requests, and then I have a system too with donations. If you donate or you subscribe to the channel, then your song, if you have a song request, gets bumped up to the top of the list, bypass all the other ones.
So, Justine, you prepared an original number for us that we'll be playing. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's my first original song, actually. It's the only one that I have out so far because I've just kind of been doing a lot of covers, violin covers, which I also have a YouTube channel that I've been working really hard on too. One video a week where I just post a violin cover or a singing cover or something like that. But my first original is called Dusk, and it was kind of inspired by the whole genre of like chill step, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like kind of relaxed, like electronic. Yeah, I love it. And I was like, this needs a violin. It'd be so cool. And so I kind of use that as inspiration. So it's kind of a chill step kind of vibe with violins.
Well, thank you for that awesome original number you prepared for us. Is there anything else you wanted to add? I know you stream 4 days a week on Twitch.
Yes, I stream 4 days a week. I do Sundays at 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I just changed my schedule recently. So Wednesday at 9 a.m., Thursday at 3 p.m., Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yep, and then I'm really good about staying to that schedule too. So, yep, 4 days a week.
Well, thank you so much, Justine. You are so awesome. Good luck with everything.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
Again, I'm Jamie Hernandez, and this is the Ins and Outs with Mackie, a show about awesome gear and awesome people. We'll be bringing you musicians, engineers, podcasters, streamers, and sometimes the occasional Mackoid. If you're new to our channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite platform to get all the latest Mackie videos as soon as they're up. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Mackoids.